What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to talk you through the strongest Vanguard build for patch 14 in Space Marine 2. I will go through the perk tree, then the weapons, and explain my reasoning for every choice. So going straight into the perk tree, the first thing you will realize is we are not running the Zone of Impact build. Now, don't be alarmed when you see the team perk. This is optional, and I will describe more details about everything in just a second, but we are going to be running with a kick build and not the Zone of Impact. Main reason being Zone of Impact is kind of slow to set up, and also it's so prone to the grapnel's terrible targeting that you are just much better off going for quickly recycled grapnels that basically one-shot all Majoris. However, to go through the perk tree, starting at the beginning, we're going to start with Upper Hand. This is your source of hyper armor for the Vanguard class. Every time you perfect, parry, dodge, or block, you're going to get 10 seconds of hyper armor. Because you get Upper Hand, someone has pointed this out recently, you don't need to take Indomitable Spirit, which is lovely. Opens up the battlefield awareness extra 10% range damage at close range. Amazing. For the second line, you're going to go with Conviction. When your armor depletes, you take 25% less damage for 10 seconds. This has got a massive synergy with the Vanguard class in general because he has so much ammo restoration ingrained in him with things like launch restoration, and most of his weapons have got restoration perks on them. Not that we need them for this. For the third line, you go Consecutive Execution, one equipment charge every 90 seconds. The Sing is invaluable. Melter Bombs, just clearing entire Majoris hordes, or cheesing Extremis packs. The list of uses for Consecutive Execution just goes on endlessly. Even just having frag grenades is really good for deleting a Manoris pack before you have to deal with them, because you know how Manoris be, they can be a pain in the ass. With a team perk, as this is the strongest build, we are not talking about the most survivable, the most helpful for your teammates. We're talking about raw output and actual damage application. We don't need Unmatched Zeal, especially if you're playing solo. No matter how low you get in health, your signature perk will take care of the healing. Having Inner Fire just makes it so that when you do executes, getting 50% of your ability charge back and 5% of your health means you're just recycling through kicks, which do one-shot damage on Majoris. If you need it, if you feel like you're really suffering on the health or your teammates seem to be falling over and not getting back up a little too often, take Unmatched Zeal. You're not going to lose out greatly by not having Inner Fire. However, at the upper end of gameplay, things like Inner Fire are going to be insane for your own damage and for your teammates. Think about the application of this for things like a Bulwark throwing down his banners offensively, or Auspex is coming back 15% quicker, or even quicker than that, because they're usually only on a half cooldown, or assaults getting ground pounds back faster. There are so many ways that this improves your team gameplay. It's actually insane on Tech Marine. The servo gun's already got like a nothing cooldown. Having 50% back from a single Majoris execute is huge. So the damage application of Inner Fire can't be understated. Very, very strong. For the gear perks, we're, as I mentioned, going for a kick build. I have tested collateral damage versus shockwave a lot. The only mistake I made was not writing down or saving the figures, but it was very conclusive. Collateral damage is a way stronger perk to take. It was something like the damage that shockwave deals is about half of what collateral damage does. Also, the damage that you get from tenacity scales better with collateral. So you need these two together to be able to one-shot Majoris, and the splash damage from flying through enemies is higher than what it was on shockwave. Collateral damage just wins out in every situation that I tested. Apologies for not having the numbers to back that up. But the second line of the gear tree, we go for tenacity, of course. So because you're using the Marksman Carbine, you do finish enemies with range damage a lot because you have good range capacity on the Vanguard with this weapon. So this actually has a really high uptime. It can even one-shot stuff like zoanthropes. So it's got really good potential, and the fact that you splash if the group is near enough, you can be one-shotting 3-4 Majoris with this. It's super fun, very useful. For the third line, we go Grim Determination. When grapnel launches on cooldown, weapon damage is increased by 15%. You can go for combat readiness here. This is completely interchangeable. I just like going for the extra weapon damage because it's one of the only sources of increased range damage you have on the Vanguard class, and I do like to keep both grapnel charges on cooldown constantly, so this actually has a reasonably good uptime. For signature, as mentioned, we go Adrenaline Rush because you don't need to go Tactical Prowess because we're not playing Zone of Impact, because everyone hates this. I've never heard someone actually speak about this combo with anything other than frustration. Adrenaline Rush also circumvents the need to go for Unmatched Zeal. There is more than 6-to-1 Majoris in a map, so you're getting your health back way more efficiently from Adrenaline Rush anyway, and Emperor's Blessing is just useless. For the prestige perks, as we've kind of mentioned already, Battlefield Awareness, just because it's the only good first option to take. Exigency Charge is just the most useless thing that's ever existed. And Indomitable Spirit you don't need because you always have hyper armor after a perfect block, dodge, or parry anyway. So 10% more range damage within 8 meters, very strong. Then we take Fortitude, 15%. This scales really strong with Conviction because obviously a bigger health pool having a 25% reduction cast over it just makes you a mini tank, basically. And then we go for double restoration just to keep your armor ticking up as quickly as possible. So even though Vanguard is one of the only two armor classes, he definitely generates more than any other class. For the weapons, we're going to go first off with the melee or the block relic power axe. Just for the standard counter-attacking build, you need to take things like perpetual strength, riposte, and power wave. What these do is make your power backstep really strong. You never really need to use this weapon offensively. You're basically only using it counteroffensively. So all your offensive pressure comes from the marksman bolt carbine. And then when enemies get close enough in melee, you just start parrying them and power backstepping them. If you do the power backstep quick enough, they'll be in that vulnerable state where you can continue to shoot them. So it's actually surprising how quick you can one combo a Fresh Lictor or Ravener just by doing a power backstep into that invulnerability window, shooting them in the face a couple times, they're dead, they're done. Easy. For the secondary weapon, we go with the damage variant bolt pistol. This is like the highest DPS bolt pistol at this point, and it's also incredibly ammo efficient. That said, for the run that I've just done, the showcase, I used this maybe 2 times at the end of the mission. The ammo economy on the marksman bolt carbine is so good, you basically never need to use the pistol. But for the perk tree, you are going to run all along the top line just to get as many headshot perk damage modifiers as possible, down into extended magazine, and then Divine Might for a damage buff. This perk tree is going to have you dealing the most DPS that you can do with a pistol at this point. It's more DPS than the damage variant heavy bolt pistol. Inferno pistol is just useless, and Volkite. Volkite can actually do higher damage against Terminus, but it's still way less than the marksman bolt carbine, which you'll have at all times anyway, so it's just no point using. Just stick to the damage variant bolt pistol. For the primary, the weapon that basically makes the Vanguard class playable at this point is the marksman bolt carbine. You're going to run with the following perk tree. It's actually different from the perk tree that you run for bolt carbines on things like snipers or tactical. For those classes, you run the top line from Artificer to Relic, or the marksman bolt carbine, you run the bottom line. So you start in Headhunter, going through rapid health, and precision. It's not really useful, but it's just you want the extra headshot damage. Into Divine Might and Headhunter. You go up to Headhunter again, so you've got so far 30% headshot damage buffs and Divine Might for a 10% overall. Another Divine Might, so that's 50% damage buffs. Extended magazine, and then the reasons you go for this bottom line at the end is because you pick up increased capacity, because you have no ammo regen on the Vanguard. Into magazine restoration, doesn't really do anything. Adamantine grip, really strong. Recoil is reduced by 25%. That's very useful because this is a semi-automatic weapon. You are just tapping away, tap, 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 tap. Having 25% less recoil allows you to stay on heads much easier. And then you finish off with Divine Might for a total of 30% regular damage buff and 30% headshot damage buffs. A lot of multipliers for this weapon. That is the build for Vanguard. As I said, this is the strongest way to play it. It is by no means the easiest. It is definitely easier to run Zone of Impact. You can do more brain AFKing. That said, it's super frustrating to play Zone of Impact. It makes me never want to play the class, but hats off to those that can stick with it. That said, the damage potential on this and the speed that you can clear with is faster. So I hope you guys enjoy the showcase. Got a little ballistic engine for you. Any questions, throw them in the comments below. I'll get back as quick as I can. And if you haven't already, check out the Twitch, give it a follow, and subscribe to the YouTube because it helps out itty bitty content creators like myself a lot. But content creator LARP aside, I hope you enjoy. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Take care. Peace. Alright, big damage. My aim's suffering after yesterday. My word. Sandstorm. Digga-digga-din. Digga-digga-din. I fucking love the damage boost on the kicks. I actually love using kicks offensively, not as like a oh yes, execute spammer. Bullshit games with count siege and eternal war, just waste of time. Wait, what's this, Dimitri? What is the problem, sir? This weapon and build actually make me enjoy playing Vanguard. If you put me on fully auto bolt carbine and wing Zone of Impact ever again, I will fall asleep mid-run. You will catch me drooling over the mic, brothers. There's actually some spirit to this build. Screw that. All you classes have enough. My poor Tech Marines always shove. Grim, Tech Marine's like the best class in the game right now. What do you mean? Tech Marine is like... Tech Marine has got one of the most fun melee playstyles. Some of the most ridiculous range damage potential. Oh, drip-wise. Yeah, okay, no, 100%. Sorry. Yeah, drip-wise, it sucks. It's the... Tech Marine's only weakness is drip. No, that said, actually, there's a few good options, man. Stolas put together a really good Deathwatch set that I've been using. I really like that.
Smells like fresh munitions.
Fresh munitions.
Where do we begin?
No, Neely. Anything fencing is almost never the play, man.
Instructed to load the explosive warhead onto the train and assist it when necessary.
What? My parry didn't go off. All right, we got triple lictor. Oh yeah, because there's damage immunity after executes, right? My timing seems to be off today. Used to be a fencing user and I learned how to play the game. Well, it's not strictly that. I will never like promote a gunstrike build. Not because they're weak or anything like that, but because they're limited. Anything that relies on gunstrikes is an inherent risk in like playstyle. Dude, I'm missing so many parries today. What is this? Like, every single time you gunstrike, you leave yourself open to a grab, like animations that happen after you start your animation that end before you finish yours. They're just never... You just want to avoid them. We try the heroic power axe on Vanguard or just assault. There's just... In my opinion, there's no reason to run the heroic power axe on any class except for assault. And the only reason it's... Oh, God. The only reason you run it on assault is because of its synergy with ground pound. Lol. Right, come here, motherfucker. Suck my feet. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not, dude, it's not even the fact that, like, you get stuck into gunstrikes when you don't want to be. It's the fact that gunstrikes themselves are just inherently not good past a certain difficulty. Like, they're more a danger than a benefit to you. It's, like, at least in absolute. And if you have to take a perk, like Armor Restoration, or armor reinforcement, whatever the gunstrike armor generating one is, you have to take a perk like that to make gunstrikes worth it, and rid yourself of something like fucking overcharge, then it's clearly not a good mechanic. Dude, I am sucking on stopping these reinforcement calls right now. That said, right, Argent Edge is a fencing weapon, technically, and that thing is cracked. Oh, I have melter bombs now. Nice. Book available. What the fuck? Mate, I'm pressing my ability. Hello. My timing's really off today. It's really weird. Oh, love it, dude. Go power axe. Yo. Do for the apothecary cope. Mate, I am going to ruffle some feathers with my see, gunstrike, get me fucked up there. It's my fault but for pressing it, but yeah. Point still stands. I am 100% going to ruffle some feathers with my what do you call it? Tier list later. What would you like to see out of year 3 Space Marine 2? Another class for sure. I perk reworks. Mate, I want them to add a 4th row to the perks. I think there needs to be more build customization. The fact that every class has like one strong build at this point is kind of like, it's just weird. Yeah, but Swiss, in that time, I could have done the attack, gone back to shooting them with my primary, and then they're just dead. Gonna be interesting when you rank Heavy's primary weapons. Arjun, how would you rank them from strongest to weakest? Because that's basically what their Heavy video is going to come down to, just the weapon selection. Because in my mind, right? In my mind, the heroic... okay. For Heavy, for me, the strongest weapon is going to be the Plasma Incinerator. Like, it has ranged cleave and just crazy potential. Okay. Okay, buddy. The only question is, like, Relic or Heroic. I would say they're both super close. Pyre Cannon, no, is not the strongest. Heavy Bolter is like a close second as well, especially considering, like, it'll be an honorable mention considering it has a fencing window. Heroic Plasma, Multi-Melter, Heroic Heavy Bolter. Yeah, so the Multi-Melter's DPS is insane, but its ammo economy is abysmal. I take Heroic just for how fun it is. Yeah, that's fair. Perk path is best for Pyre Cannon. Pyre Cannon, I think the best perk path is the top until the last junction, then you go down to the bottom, I think. Have we tried the unlimited ground pound glitch? No. It's not for any reason other than it just doesn't seem very fun to me. I'm sure it's entertaining, but no, I haven't tried it now. Yeah, I'll tell you what, dude. For the assault one, I'm gonna make... I'm just gonna talk about ground pound and point to my Wings of Flame build guide if they want to see that, because that is also completely up to date. In that specific order, Heroic Heavy Bolter. Do you not rate the Relic Plasma Incinerator at all, Arjun? He's a man-eater. Is that triple zone, bro? Can I just... Motherfucker. What is it? Where's the third one going? I knew it. He took one bullet to go down. We silent? I think we're silent. We're semi-silent. That was like an 8 out of 10. An 8.5. There are drawbacks to Relic Plasma. Yeah, do you know what, Arjun? I'm not even gonna argue with you, man. I think nowadays, with how much, like, how intense the game seems to feel, getting the charges off feels harder and harder every fucking patch. Like, it's okay with the Plasma Pistol, the heroic one, because you kind of do it to enter combat. You very rarely do it in the middle. You already had... No, I know, Norm, but it's like... I know we've had this debate, and I know that we've sat down and done the maths, and I know we've done all of it, but there is an element of feel and an element of, like, applicability to a lot of these things. Like, just because something has a lower DPS over a long game doesn't mean it's not good for, like, obliterating packs before they can even do anything. But, that said, just counter-argument. I'm just counter-arguing your counter-argue. Yeah, the heroic plasma incinerator does kind of clap. Bro's rating on vibes. I mean, you have to, dude. You can't just sit in the test arena and go, this has higher DPS, ergo is best. Like, that's just not how the game works. There is an element of practicality that you have to consider, which the what do you call it? The relic one fails on and the heroic one excels on. Don't get me started on zones and Neuros, high chance of missed shots too. Yeah, I agree. Same, Haze. My aim feels so bad after yesterday. Holy shit! It's like aim training on a different sense and then coming back to your normal play. Use Argent Edge or another fencing knife. What's this? Oh, sorry, I was talking to someone else. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you then. Last question then, Arjun. Multi-melter, do you use the ammo variant or fire rate variant? Because the fire rate variant has got like crazy DPS. Like the fire rate variant multi-melter has got higher DPS than any of the plasmas. It's ridiculous. But it lasts for about 10 seconds and then it's done. It blows its load too quick, man. Oh, the cleave. The cleave. I'm telling you, man. This is so much better than the fucking Zone of Impact shit. Oh, hello. Fire rate multi-melter in Siege. Oh, for sure, in Siege, yeah. Oh, Manic, 100% in Siege, because you get deep pockets and everything. So it's actually really good in Siege. Look at that, man. Fire rate version pair with ammo variant, a bolt pistol. Yes, yeah. I think I made an entire video about secondary weapons where basically it came down to either use the fire rate plasma pistol, the heroic plasma pistol, or the damage variant bolt pistol. And if you really need ammo, the ammo variant bolt pistol. Brains, thank you so much for the prime, dude. Appreciate that, buddy. Can I slip it past him? Oh, yeah. Look, we're cleaving. That's bad. Ooh, that's lucky. I don't know how I'm not taking damage right now. We're going in. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the kick. Okay, we have officially cleared every fucking thing on the map. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Don't do it. Don't spray me. Say it, don't spray it. Buddy. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, fuck. Did he just dodge my fucking thing? Bruh. He actually fucking dodged it. Like he didn't take the damage. Crazy. Okay. Big kick. Yeah. Get a bit of armor. Psych, I know. Man, die. Oh. Yeah, fuck it. CBA doing the whole animation just for 5% health. Get out of here. What are we doing next operation challenge? Not sure. Could be a hot minute. Yeah, that's a pretty awkward place to fight a Carnifex when you've got like a zoanthrope and a thing alternating on you. Doing tears when you said you're not taking damage. Took it personally. Yeah, I still maintain that there's a dev watching my streams at all times, just trying to fuck up the game as much as possible. Some would call me paranoid. I just counter-enlightened. Consensus what would be practical both. So okay, Arjun, here's the thing, right? The strongest I'm making obviously the build I'm using right now and all of the videos I'm going to do today, they're part of a series I do every patch, right? For what is like the strongest build and way to play. But I usually account for like players being average players. Oh my god, I'm so lucky. And on this series, I'm actually not going to. On this series, for the patch 14, every build I talk about is going to be is actually the strongest one. I'm not accounting for like if you can't pull stuff off. This is literally highest damage output, highest like quickest clear rate. Obviously, there is like a consideration of defensiveness. But for the most part, everything I talk about today is going to be like just outright strongest way to play. Like if I was to group up with a bunch of experienced players, what build would I play sort of thing. Because it's the same thing. I'm going to do a tier list later as well on you know, rating the classes. And I do the same thing, man. I always consider like for the average player, but in today's tier list, I'm just going to do like what is the absolute strongest at the highest end of stratagems, operations, and you know, solo play, things like that. I might make 2 tier lists. You do a class to it? Yes, I will, Rushed. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, guys, I got something really funny to tell you. I have something so funny to tell you, I forgot about it. I was prepping for this stream today by like flicking through builds, deciding what I was going to talk about, all, you know, the normal stuff. And I was fucking with the cosmetics on my classes. And Cena was stood there and she was like, why has he got no armor on his abs? And I was like, oh, because it's Phobos armor. It's more maneuverable. Look at the legs. They're thinner. It's just more agile. She was like, yeah, but they're not actually like in those limbs, right? And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, every time I see space marines, their heads are tiny. I just thought they were in the body. And I was just like, I wanna laugh, but I don't wanna laugh at her. But she was like, I just figured maybe their legs went down to maybe the knee. And I was like, no, they're like suits of armor. It's not like a mech suit. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Little guy in the torso, yeah. It tickled me, man. And I was like, I appreciate the observation on it. So I don't want to laugh meanly, but also that's so funny to imagine. Your heads are tiny, I know. Flatmate has an interesting perspective, exactly, man. Exactly. Tiny head for tiny brain.
This is our killing ground, brother.
Wow, Synaptic Shock really reaches that far. Man, I'm getting the most undercooked operations with these like single terminus things. I mean, not gonna lie, coming from, hold on, I really want to read that. Not gonna lie, coming into this, knowing absolutely nothing about the series, my boyfriend had a good kick making fun of me for the questions I was asking. I mean, a lot of it is like, you learn things and then you forget that you had to learn them at some point. You forget that, like, stuff like the fact that Space Marines have extra limbs is something we kind of just take for assumption now. But when you hear about it at first, you're like, that's dumb as hell. That makes no sense. He has what? There's a thin lining of carapace beneath his skin, and you're like, yeah, it's just part of him being a Space Marine, bro. So I do empathize. One night I just moved down so many lore videos and fell in love with it. I'm still learning in the chapters. Navy, I'm literally right now reading all the Primarch books so that I can just flesh out my lore knowledge, because I have finally gotten around to discovering the joy of reading. Mate, I get to the end of the day and I want nothing more than to sit on the sofa next to the window where it's nice and cool with a nice cold drink, reading about dumbass Primarchs and their stupid ass problems. Actual joy, dude. Zoanthropes have a weirdly fast synaptic shock. Is it just Zoanthropes? Relatable. I've never in my life, as you might be able to tell by my reading skills, I've never been a reader. I've always been like too distracted, and this is the first time I've been like, it's what I choose to do, not what I feel like I have to do. It's funny. Oh, the joys of becoming an adult, apparently. That's lucky I didn't go for the execute. Mate, I keep hearing sounds that I think is like a Carnifex spawning, but obviously isn't. ADHD brain? Well, literally, yeah. Do you like audio? No, I've been reading on the Kindle app on my iPad, and it's been fine. I could probably do with listening to some audiobooks whilst I do other stuff, but I can't. I feel like I would miss too much if I was audiobooking it. He's upgrading his LARP status so he can be somewhat accurate. That's what it is, dude. I want more factually accurate things to be able to troll people with. Motherfucker healed. Mid-kick. Oh, get baited! Get fucking baited, you little shit lizard! Yeah, get out of here. The other one. Ugh. Born in the USA. What a fucking boring song. No? Is this Bruce Springsteen? Hi, Bruce. Simmer down. See, that pisses me off, dude. If you make these executable whilst in the burrowed stance, they technically stay burrowed. It's a fucked up looking lizard. I mean... Okay, you shit dinosaur then. Real deep lyrics, yeah. Born in the USA. Yeah, Navy. I think I'm going to stick to the books for now. Are you going to read the Heresy off the Primer books? Yeah, so right now, my reading list or order is... I have a selection of Primarch books to get through. I think I'm going to read... I've read Angrons. I'm reading Perturabos. Next up, I'll probably read Russ. Then I'll probably read... who's got good Primarch books? I have a list of them. I've been recommended to read, I think, Corvus or Kurz. Alfarius is the one that I'm going to finish on. Or no, Alfarius or Sanguinius. I'll leave those two till last. What else? Devil, appreciate the follow, man. Welcome in. I gotta say, dude, even from a survivability perspective, this build is better than Zone of Impact, because you can just... Oh no, I need health? Oh, I'll just take some executes. Oh, what's that? It's recharging my ability at the same time? Oh. Ah, the joy of facing melee-only enemies. Kidding? In the name of Sanguini, yeah, exactly. I gotta see what all this this Sanguinius shilling is about. I gotta see if the LARPers are justified. Literally pulling out my pistol for the first time this operation. That's how good this primary is. I think I need to read Fulgrim as well. Like I said, I have a list. Hold on, let me bring up the list. Where is it? I have been tasked with reading Perturabo, Rust, Conrad, Sanguini, Lorgar, Corvus, and Alfarius. And also Dawn and the Lion are heavy recommendations. I've also been recommended to read where was it? Valdor's, Luther's, and Sigismund's books. Fulgrim the book or the Primarch novel. Those are the Primarch novels I'm gonna read.